YUJIDAO Park, Sichuan. Planning, Urban Design, Landscape Design by BLVD International. With the acceleration of urbanization in some waterfront cities, the relationship between man and nature has gradually changed from the water-field residence model of traditional agricultural society to the water city model. Building a new era across the river and connecting the two banks by one bridge have gradually become a highlight in the grand plans of many cities and towns. This makes the river, originally used as the boundary between the city and nature, quickly absorbed it into a characteristic scenery belt in the city, forming a large-scale natural landscape belt through the city. The essence of this method, focusing on the construction of riverside wetland, is to save the functional solid river. But it leads to the lack of the overall transition from inland vegetation to the riverside, which makes the interaction between human and nature, natural pattern and spatial pattern, form a state of separation. In the design of YUJIDAO Park, how to make ecological settlements thriving by water, like urban lakes and mountains, become a real leisure park in the city, promoting people and society, people and environment, people and nature, establishing a more harmonious and sustainable relationship is what we are thinking about. Nanchong City, Sichuan Province, where YUJIDAO is located, is a pilot city for comprehensive reform of small and medium-sized cities in China. It has rich natural resources, Jiangling River, and profound historical cultural heritage, Dayu culture. Based on the site conditions, we have planned the southern scenery, Shuiyun Tianjie, Dayu Trace, aquatic forest and dreamland to form a southern picturesque grove. The design adopts a low-impact forest landscape design strategy, through the terrain combining and planting of the land landscape, combined with the aesthetic of Chinese garden. Engineering design under complex geological conditions, rainwater design, so as to build a harmonious living environment that integrates culture and city, industry and city, and scenery and city. A history of the South, the love of water through the ages. For thousands of years, the water of the Jiangling River has been rushing here, nourishing everything. The design creates a new ecological axis, introducing Jiangling River water into the site to create a Nanbu Shuicheng, where the city is on the water and the water is in the city, creating a closer and intuitive experience for people's water activities. As the visual link between the old and the new city, the construction of the river system in the area fully integrates the water resources with the interior of the site, which has realized the urban development goal of connecting the city. It breaks the barriers of solid boundaries and fully considers the combination of the riverside belt and the urban waterfront park. Terrain combining and planting of the land landscape, building a deep forest line from the inside to the outside of the riverside tidal flat, wetland system, primary forest, artificial garden area, urban boundary. Ingeniously completed transition zone design with primary forests, replanting forests, artificial plantations, and characteristic landscape forests, perfectly realizing the conversion from native to artificial landscape. Based on a low-impact forest landscape design strategy, the design systematically considers the plant, adopting methods such as reduced migration or complete preservation to maximize the ecological value of the primary forest. At the same time, the plank road design is also adjusted in accordance with the space under the forest. The wide area naturally forms a small park, and the narrow area extends into the forest by a winding path. As for the water tank, They are appropriately grouped and calmed through the creation of visual corridors, without destroying the boundaries of the original forest. For example, properly clean up trees with a diameter and breeze height less than 10 centimeters, so as to create artistic effects of landscape gardens. Looking for the most suitable place for each plant to grow and to be viewed. When visitors roll in it, everything is natural and they can join the natural movement to the heart's content. As for the underwater bank, artificial methods are used to block unrestricted extension of the root systems of plants, such as calamus, parmesan, and reeds. It makes the waterway to enter the tidal flatland, thereby turning the tidal flat into a wet island, improving the foraging space of the birds and the habitat of large birds. Building a natural and harmonious ecosystem. The design incorporates the Daoist water governance culture in the entire site, showing the life of Dao through line construction and formal symbolism, creating a cultural business card for the Nanbu Shuicheng. In order to avoid the linear control of flood prevention measures on the entire riverside zone, the design draws on the landscaping techniques of Chinese gardens and constructs a number of different layout forms. Through multiple enclosed spaces, the continuous multiple vanishing point sceneries in Chinese landscape paintings are created to form a flowing picture scroll. As for the large and long coastal area, the design provides a rich and diverse visual sensory experience through the shaping of the terrain, the adjustment of the relationship between the vegetation, the enclosing of the dense planting group and the road, the construction of the parking site, and the construction of the characteristic stride stream. Integrating and considering various factors such as the original site, design style, seedling resources, etc., and embeds the change and invariability in the design thinking. Constructing an ecologically based civic activity space with a complete natural pattern, rationally arranged functions and spatial layout, and rich landscape and plant systems. People and water are reconnected in the most cordial form, breathing with the city, continuing to write a new memory chapter in the water-loving Nanbu. The construction of modern landscape venues effectively improves the quality of the city, and finally creates a special space for people's leisure, image display, and festival celebrations in Nanbu. During the tour, visitors can not only feel the magnificence of the mountains and rivers, but also enjoy the aftertaste of the details of the park. The 4 seasons are different, and the joy is endless. For tourists, the moment that they arrive is the most beautiful time. After completion, the park has not only played a positive role in food fighting and disaster prevention, but also become a high-quality biological habitat, not only become a good place for citizens to relax and exercise, but also played a positive role in enhancing the comprehensive carrying capacity and competitiveness of Nanbu County, as well as promoting the fast development of the county economy. Thank you.